You want me to put that on my Tudor?
This One's Wife. Confessions of the most useless individual ever. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Once upon a time, there was a woman. She was called Rachel Meghan Markle. She decided she wanted to be known as Meghan Markle. She was an actress, not a brilliant or good actress, but an actress nonetheless. She was not known to many people at all. She also ran a blog, not a brilliant or good blog, but a blog nonetheless. Her blog was not known to many people at all. And here our story might have ended, for all that she offered the world was being a bit part cable show actress and blog owner. That was all. She had nothing more to offer the world. But then she ensnared a prince. Not just any prince, but one in the most famous royal family of them all. The British royal family. She became this one's wife. As this one's wife, the fact she was a mediocre actress and an obscure blog owner did not matter, because now she had wealth, fame, privilege, and access, and all she had to do was provide lashings of spicy poontang to a dim-witted prince. What a result! In exchange for following convention and protocol, she would have a life of fame, wealth, privilege, and access. How lucky was she? It was easy. Do as you're told, shake hands with people, show an interest in what they talk about, look at things, and say a few words. What a transformation for an unknown mediocre actress and blog owner. What a fairy tale. But this one's wife was a narcissist and couldn't behave herself, so she fucked it up, and in the time it took to say service is universal, she left the royal family. But it was okay, because she still had fame and her husband's wealth, and she was an actress, and she had run a blog, so all would be joyful. "What will you do now?" asked the Ginger Prince. "We will set up a charity so people can give us money, and 95% of that money can buy me shiny things," said this one's wife. "Ah, charity," said the Ginger Prince. "I know charity. I've grown up with charity. That's good." And lo, Archwell was created so they could turn up and do good. But soon the donations dried up, and anyway, spending time actually doing things with poor smelly people was boring. This one's wife complained, and thus did no more with Archwell. "What will you do now?" asked the Ginger Prince. "I will create content for Spotify," said this one's wife. "Do I have to do anything?" asked the Ginger Prince. "Just as you are told," said this one's wife. "I can do that," said the Ginger Prince. And lo, Archetypes was created, but it was shit, and people laughed at it. This one's wife found that it actually involved work, and she didn't like that. And she wasn't an accomplished broadcaster or interviewer because she didn't listen to anybody, because she always wanted to talk about herself. Spotify said she was a fucking grifter and didn't want any more to do with her. And that was that. "What will you do now?" asked the Ginger Prince. "I will write a book for children, as a mum." "Do I have to do anything?" asked the Ginger Prince. "No, you can just be in the book." "I can do that," said the Ginger Prince. And lo, this one's wife wrote a children's book. Its pictures were good, but it was shit to read and wasn't really for children. so she didn't write another one because everybody laughed at her. "What will you do now?" asked the Ginger Prince. "I will be a fashion icon, and the fashion houses and cosmetic giants will want me to model for them," said this one's wife. "Do I have to do anything?" asked the Ginger Prince. "No, just pay for the initial clothing and jewellery," said this one's wife. "I can do that," said the Ginger Prince. And lo, this one's wife wore ill-fitting clothing, which garnered names such as "One of Our Jowers is Missing," "Tent by Army Surplus," "Kermit Goes to Church," and "Overripe Burst Tomato Lady." And no fashion houses or cosmetic giants wanted her. "What will you do now?" asked the Ginger Prince. "I will create content for Netflix. My pipeline is amazing," said this one's wife. "Do I have to do anything?" asked the Ginger Prince. "Play polo," said this one's wife. "I can do that," said the Ginger Prince. And lo, this one's wife signed a $100 million 5-year deal with Netflix. But the content was slow to appear. It was boring, whining, and people ridiculed it. So Netflix gave up. "What will you do now?" asked the Ginger Prince. "I will be a politician," said this one's wife. But nothing happened, so the Ginger Prince did not even get to ask if he had to do anything. "What will you do now?" asked the Ginger Prince. "I will create a 40x40 scheme to benefit the world." "Do I have to do anything?" asked the Ginger Prince. "Just juggle these balls," said this one's wife. "I can do that," said the Ginger Prince. And lo, a video was made, and Melissa McCarthy laughed, but nobody else did, and so the 40x40 went nowhere. "What will you do now?" asked the Ginger Prince. "Voiceovers. I will do voiceovers." But Disney said you were shit. So Tao did not do any more voiceovers. "What will you do now?" asked the Ginger Prince. "I will be an inspirational and motivating speaker." "Do I have to do anything?" "Just give me the microphone," said this one's wife. "I can do that," said the Ginger Prince. And lo, this one's wife gave speeches, but they were full of word salad, plagiarized, and fridge magnet platitudes. Glass eyes went to sleep, and only one hotel in a flyover state booked her. So that went nowhere. "What will you do now?" asked the Ginger Prince. "I will create a lifestyle brand." "Do I have to do anything?" asked the Ginger Prince. "Just film me, being me," said this one's wife. "I can do that," said the Ginger Prince. And lo, American Riviera Orchard was created, but it was completely shit, sold nothing, and fell foul of trademark issues. So it failed. "What will you do now?" asked the Ginger Prince. "I will create a lifestyle brand," said this one's wife. Haven't we had this conversation?" "No, you are misremembering," said this one's wife. "Oh, okay," said the Ginger Prince. "Do I have to do anything?" "Toast me with a mimosa." "I can do that," said the Ginger Prince. And lo, As Ever came into being, but it ripped off other people and had nothing to sell, so people ridiculed it. And With Love Meghan hit the screens, but it plagiarized and was boring and was narcissistic and self-absorbed, and everybody laughed at it. "What will you do now?" asked the Ginger Prince. "I will do a podcast." "Haven't you done that already?" asked the Ginger Prince. "Not like this, as a female founder. I am a business girl boss." And lo, Confessions of a Female Flounder was created, but it was shit and stuck in the early noughties, so nobody listened. "What will you do now?" asked the Ginger Prince. "I will go to Instagram and be an influencer." "Haven't you done that already?" "Not as the Duchess of Sussex with millions of fans." "Okay, but do it sparingly. After all, I hate the media." And lo, this one's wife appeared on Instagram, but she posted too often with meaningless tripe in a crowded marketplace, and she was ridiculed because she was so disliked. And lo, she fell to the floor sobbing, with one tear trickling from her left eye, and the Ginger Prince was concerned. He gave her her hug, because, after all, she was a hugger. "You could always go back to acting," he offered. "Or find another rich dimwit, but I'm keeping the title," she hissed between sobs. But Harry didn't hear her. He had just had a brilliant idea, a series about generational trauma and why Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump became the men that they are because of difficult childhoods.